Finally, repotting season is here. Up first is my elm tree. This is a tree I dug in 2014. It has some issues. I was hoping to get it into a ceramic by now, but there's issues around the Nebari. So let's pull this thing out, take a look at it. The goal is to get it back into a wooden box and secured and ready to go for the spring. When we get this out of the pot, we'll be able to remove the soil, take a good look at the roots, and see if there's anything we can do to kind of help correct this. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is start to remove this soil. Looks like there's a really nice and healthy root system in there. You can see a lot of the tips there had started to grow again this spring. I think we can go in here and shear a bunch of this off, and that might help us get in to the main structure of the root system that we want to work on. I think the neighbor dogs are excited for this video. Hey, we got a lot of bonsai work going to happen this spring. I'd really appreciate it if you'd follow along with the channel. I sure would like to have a few more subscribers. Kind of like to show a little bit what I'm doing, but I also would really like to get your feedback on what you think about the root systems on my trees. Do you think I'm going in the right direction trying to develop them? Let me get this. Let me get some of this sheared off here, and then we'll do a root wash on this tree. Okay, we'll see it better after we wash the roots. It looks like we've got plenty to work with, and maybe if we can go in there and strategically remove some roots, maybe we can make maybe we can help some more kind of become more dominant so that they'll aid in the growth of the Nebari here. We got a decent plane to work off of right here. We got some big things we could take out, and let me go wash this real quick. I'll be right back. This is where I need you guys. I'm gonna try to walk through this, kind of show you what I'm taking out. Tell me if you think I'm making the right decision or if I'm going the wrong direction with this. We have what's kind of given us a inverse taper shape. The base here is narrow and it gets wider. Now these are big pruning scars from when I removed the tree originally. It looks like they're covering over nicely. I'm not sure if I want to go in there and create another massive wound right there, so I'm leaving it. Down in here, we've got so many roots that are so close to each other. The major roots do have a root plane down here, and there are tinier roots above it. If I leave those, I guess that would encourage more activity through that area in hopes of building the Nebari there. But it's not on the same plane. And that's what leads me to believe I need to remove that. And I'm going to. I'm looking at this big root right here, and I'm going to encourage its strength in hopes of building this Nebari here. Continue to clean more of these smaller things away. Roots here are growing back on itself. These are still really tangled up in here. So there's just so many roots coming off together. I feel like I've got to eliminate some of that. There's a broke one. Just get that. Let's get rid of that. I just want to find the stuff that's in a nice radial pattern, working its way out from the center of the tree. This area right here, look at that. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 all coming off together. So let's clean that up. See, this one's kind of coming out of the bottom, so we're gonna take that one off. That one's coming out probably because it's so crowded, it's growing up. There's another group of roots that it looks like there's some good stuff right here, but these are all growing so close to each other. It's also on the thickest part of the Nebari, so maybe if I eliminated it, it would slow the growth on that part down, and the other side can catch up. What do you think? Let me know in the comments section. Am I not being aggressive enough? Am I going too hard? You know, I see all these big roots right here, but this is also the side of the tree I need to grow a little bit more. There. Took that one out. I'm gonna go look for a box real quick. Okay, so I found a pot. This is a wood box that I made. I've usually been making most of my boxes. A lot of the stuff is just scrap that I've had left over. I've got drain holes in the bottom. You can see the wires that I prepped the box with, so it's gonna hold the screen in. And then I've got some tie-down wires. So some reasons that you would repot is if you lose percolation in there, so your water's not going through because your root system is so dense. You want to restyle the tree, or you need to change the pot or the design. In my case, I'm working on the root system, and that's why we are repotting. So let's get the tree in the box. So last week I put out a video on the soil mix. I encourage you to watch that if you still need to make your soil for the year. This has got haydite, pumice, and some volcanic rock in it. these were the larger particles that our larger sieve kept out. And so we'll put this in the bottom, and this will help act as a layer that will help keep oxygen down in the bottom of the soil. This is just going to be one layer thick. It's just going to cover the base. So this mix that I'm putting in is just a completely inorganic mix, and I think we're far enough along with the tree that I like this mix. We just put another thin layer of that soil mix on, and now I'm going to create a mound to set the tree on. So I'm going to set this in and wiggle it around. So I'm going to lift on this wire and twist. Take the twist back down to the trunk. So before I get any more soil in here, I'm going to rake these roots out, keep them in a radial pattern. Okay, I think I've got the soil in place. You can kind of see we're able to lower the soil level from that for a good inch or so. So what we have accomplished is we got the tree out of the pot that it wasn't intended to be in. We're into a sturdy wooden box. I was able to remove a lot of the roots from it, go in there and correct some of the downward growing roots or the ones growing up. We were able to thin them a little bit, give them a little better radial pattern, and get some fresh soil in. So the tree's tied into the box. The soil's been chopsticked in. I don't feel any more air pockets. The next thing we'll do is water it to wrap it up. But I just want to let you know too, the tree is leafing out. On top of working on the root system, the other thing I'm going to do is try to encourage these lower branches to grow. I'm going to let them grow out a little more this year. I'll keep the top pruned back a little bit just to not let the branches up top grow too thick. Thanks for following along. I'm really interested. Really watch the part on the roots and tell me if you think I could have been more aggressive with the plant or played it safe. Let me know what you would have done.